Hello, intuitive viewers. How's it going? I've been running around. I forgot to send Adam the link, so sorry about that, Adam. So he couldn't get in. So hello, happy Sunday night, everybody. Thanks for spending it with me and with Adam and with little Luca here. Maybe you might be able to see him running around in the background here. I don't know. All right, I just have a couple of announcements and then we can begin. And this is just kind of an impromptu. I just thought it would be kind of fun to jump on, give you a few hours notice. We had our fundraiser kind of live that we did a few weeks ago. And it raised $975. But not only that, a member of our community, Dan M, I'm not going to say who his last name is because I don't want to embarrass him, but Dan M donated $1,000 to it after the fact. So we had $1,975 to send to Ukraine. I split it up between 4 different organizations. So I hope that's okay because it was a lot. So spread it around. I sent to rescue.org. They are helping with the rescue of the refugees that are fleeing. PETA is helping with displaced animals right now in Ukraine, all the animals that have been displaced. World Central Kitchen, they're feeding people inside Ukraine and people that are outside the borders that are the refugees. And then also UNICEF for Children of Ukraine. So that is where we send everything. And I just want to thank everybody. And I'm speechless. It just warms my heart. And it's, that's like Mr. Rogers says, right? Looks for the helpers when stuff like this happens. And we have a lot of helpers here that are amazing. And even if you didn't give on the super chat that night, just being in the community and subscribing, that the money goes to other things. So just if you're a member, you're part of this. So thank you so much. The other thing I want to tell you and just let you know is that if you go to intuitiveview.com, just for the month of April, it's April, just for the month of April, if you haven't taken my online classes, you can take them, and I'm going to throw in, there's 3 classes, and I'm going to throw in the 4th one for free. So I'm just doing it because I want you guys to learn this stuff so that you can do it yourself. It's so much fun, and you'll be so glad you did. But I'm going to do that for just the month of April. So if you haven't done it, please do it. Those of you who've done it, you can say if you liked it. I think they're easy, and they start at the very, very beginning. If you are a very, very, very beginner, it's for you. Okay, and then the last thing I will tell you is that my mentoring sessions are ready to be booked. So you can go on to, again, intuitiveview.com. It's kind of been redone. So you go to mentoring, make an appointment, and you will have an appointment. So you can take the classes, get an appointment, and you will be, by the end of the year, you will be, whatever you want to be. You'll be you'll be intuitive. Thank you, Justine. Thank you so much. So that's what I want to tell you guys. So we're all done with business. We can get on to the thank you, Bonds. I enjoyed doing the classes, and I think that it's a great place to start. It's a good place to start if you're just starting. So it's the very beginning. All right. So let's get to the first question. A lot of stuff happened this week. So we'll just kind of work our way through and see where we get. Okay, so are the Thomases, Clarence and Jenny, worried about more information coming out about her crazy beliefs about the election being stolen? Okay, so let me tune into Jenny. Okay, so he's sick. He's not well. I don't know I haven't heard about his health for a while, but he's not well. you wouldn't think this by how he votes and how he is, but he's worried about legacy. He's worried about his like tarnishing his whatever his legacy. I think they have a very different opinion of how they appear than how they actually appear. But there's something about that as well, that he's worried about a tarnished legacy. I mean, I can't stop the eye rolling. It's like, whatever your legacy is, dude. But so there's something about that. So I feel like, and again, I feel like she, like, and they hide each other's secrets. They each have secrets. They hide each other's secrets. They are more like best friends than husband and wife. They really are. They're more like buddies, partners in crime. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like a married, like a loving married couple. It doesn't feel like that. And it doesn't feel like business either, but I feel like they've supported one another in their careers, I think, and they hold each other. That's what they're saying. They hold each other's secrets. So I feel like they know a lot about each other, and their whatever they've done. Well, we know what she's been doing on the side, all her weirdness and stuff, but they've held each other's secrets, and that's what they do. So I guess the short answer would be yes, they are afraid of more coming out. He's afraid of his legacy, and they have held each other's secrets for years. There's a lot of things that are liable to come out. She's a very aggressive energy, very aggressive, very strong and aggressive, in not a good way, in kind of a kind of Trump way, actually. That kind of like naggy. I mean, I say naggy when we talk about women. That's it. I don't mean to be sexist. I don't mean it that way, but just very, very won't leave you alone. Keeps, won't let it go. Kind of dog with a bone, that kind of thing. But aggressive, very aggressive. And I feel like she's not afraid to say threaten, but she's not afraid to like be tough with people to get them to do what she wants them to do. So, but they're worried. They're worried because there are things to come out. So, and they're coming out. So they're worried, but you live a life like that, that's what happens. So, you live a nice, honest life, and you don't have to worry about stuff like that they didn't. So there you go. Okay, so that's what I got for them. That couple, man. Okay. Thank you, Karen. And thank you. Oh, thank you, Karen. Okay. Oh, thank you twice. Thank you, Karen. What do you get about Russian soldiers being sick, digging trenches from Chernobyl? Some suggestions that Ukrainians fed them poison pie. Is this true? Thank you, Renee. Okay. Did you see that question from Renee, Adam? Thank you, Renee. So, and this is all for entertainment purposes only. I'm just going to do a sweeping thing. It's going to be one of those nights. But I'm feeling like, yes, they did get sick from being in an area that had a high I don't know, whatever's in the air after, whatever, being radioactive, whatever you want to say. I feel like that radiation, I guess, in the air or in the ground or whatever. So I feel like, thank you, Anita. I'm glad you found us, Anita. I sent you the link. I'm glad you found us. So thank you, Anita. So I feel like it was from being into the earth, getting into the earth. But the weird thing is that at the same time, I'm seeing old, like, women handing out food. And I feel like I don't feel like it's like poison, like to kill you, but I feel like it made people sick. So I don't want to, it's like, I don't want to throw old Ukrainian women under the bus in any way, because I think it was just like the way they felt they could contribute in some way because they're older Ukrainian women. So that's what I'm getting. And thank you, Thelma. I don't want to, but that is what came up because when it said poison pie, there is something about that is, but I feel like it's separate and apart from this. I feel like this is something completely different that maybe happened somewhere else but it came up. So it's something. I don't think it killed anyone, but I feel like it's almost like what can we do? What can we do? Because I feel like it's like it slowed them down, made them ill. But I don't think it killed anybody. I don't think it was that. But I do feel like there's something, we may hear about it like later down the road, or maybe there's something about it already. I am so shocked sometimes because I'll say something and I'll think this sounds crazy, and then like a day later somebody will say, oh yeah, that was in the video, that was here or there, and I'll get an article about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Even that weird time thing that I saw, two people sent me an article about that, time speeding up and the whatever. Anyway, if you missed that was last week, I guess, or the week before. But that's what I'm getting. So it's separate and apart from the Chernobyl thing. But yeah, they got sick from it. To me, it feels like it's because it was in the earth. It doesn't feel like it's in the air. It feels like it's in the earth. So I feel like that's I guess what happened. Thank you, Mr. Beggs. Oh, a cute doggy. Cute. Thank you. Okay. All right. Will NATO change its strategy now more civilians are being killed? So, I'm hearing mass intel. I don't know what that means. Mass intel, I guess massive intelligence or a lot of intelligence. So maybe they're going to step up some kind of intelligence, or maybe, I don't know. I'm hearing mass intel, and it feels like so here's what I'm feeling like. We don't know the half of it. We don't know the half of what is going on. Because I don't feel like people, but just like stuff is going into Ukraine. And I feel like, I don't want to say, but I feel like things are being like shut down, cut off, like communications shut down, cut off, broken, hacked. So I feel like we don't know the half of what NATO is doing, that and still kind of not crossing any lines. Mm, they could be argued that they're not crossing any. It could be argued that they're not crossing any lines. It could be argued they are crossing some lines, but I feel like can be argued that they're not. They're really trying to leave the argument open that they are not crossing any lines, but we don't know the half of it. I feel like they are really, really digging in there. Welcome, Renee, to our Intuit Club. It is a lot of fun. We had a great week last week, so welcome. So that's what it feels like to me. I also I think this is a good time to tell you about a thing that I saw, and Adam can confirm this. He can confirm it in the chat if he wants to. But a couple of weeks ago, we were sitting there and I asked, I saw a picture in my mind's eye, of a bunch of, like, a crowd breaking into the prison where Navalny is and setting him free, like breaking open the prison. And then I heard revolution in my mind's ear. We were just sitting, we were not watching anything that had to do with any of this stuff. We were watching something random, probably 90 Day Fiance, to be honest. It was probably something like that. But I asked Adam, I'm like, Adam, has there ever been a revolution, or do you know of a revolution in history when they broke open the prisons? And he said, yeah, the French Revolution. What is it? The Bastille. Storm the Bastille.
The Bastille, yeah.
Right? Yeah, storm the Bastille. So I was like, oh, that's right. Of course, the French Revolution. So then about a week later, which I didn't tell Adam this, but I'm telling you now, about a week later, I had, yes, thank you, Llama, the French Revolution. And if I'd thought about it harder, I probably would have thought of that eventually. Hopefully you'd think that I would know at least, fifth grade history. But about a week later, I had a dream where I was walking in Moscow, minding my own business, and a guy ran as like fast like a bullet right next to me, and I kind of jumped back and looked, and he was holding this giant banner, and it was like blowing kind of like a giant flag, but it was really long and thin. It was like a long, thin flag. I guess you call that a banner. And it said revolution on it. And as I looked at it and as I turned my head, I was looking at the French Revolution. I was transported in time. So there is something to this. And I don't consider myself, I think I've told you, a psychic dreamer. I definitely get tons of visitation dreams, and I have had psychic dreams, but I don't really consider myself to be that, like, that's my thing. But it was all very weird. And like I said, that first vision and that hearing that came out of nowhere. So something is going down in Russia. So I feel like, and I got that other thing where I heard Russia and I woke up and I thought, it means Russia's waking up. And then I got that when we did the thing before, that they're going to be like just flooding them with the truth, basically. Soon after that, I saw that Anonymous was like breaking into their televisions being like, this is what's going on. You're being lied to, blah, blah, blah. So something's going down in Russia. And I feel like NATO has its hands in it. So yeah. So that's my whole thing about NATO and kind of where this may be headed. Yeah, I'm just seeing if there's anything else about that, because those things seem to they came out of nowhere. They didn't, I wasn't looking at these things. They just kind of came. And I know that when I get things like that, I'm supposed to share them, because one of the things is kind of like, why is this happening? What does this mean? What is going on? How is this going to end? I feel like this is going to end like that. I feel like it's going to end with some kind of Russia kind of rising up in some way. That's how I think it's going to end, and I think that it'll end with Putin either leaving or being tossed out or something. So anyway, that's what I'm feeling. I think somebody asked that before. How do you think this will end? But I think that's how it's gonna. I think that is at least a possibility, that a great possibility that resonates with me right now. When I wish I knew when, Lama. I feel like almost feel like this can't, what is happening now, and I don't know why they're not calling this a genocide. I mean, I don't know why they're not calling it that, because that's what it is. To me, that's what this is. But it just seems like it can't go on like this much longer. So I do feel like the pressure is going to build, and so I hope this doesn't go on much longer. But it almost seems like it just can't. Yeah. So. All right, next question. But that one little question all led to all that. But I did mean to tell you all of that stuff. I was going to do a video this week and didn't get around to it, and so this is why we're doing this tonight instead. So this is more fun. Then I can talk to you. Okay, is Putin killing his own soldiers, generals, oligarchs? So I just heard yes. Not there. So I just heard yes, but by his command. Not he's not doing it himself, of course, because he does nothing except hide in the bunker, like you know. But it's on his order or under his command, and there's something about this is really weird. So there's something about him. I think he's losing it. Something about him being like directed by God, thinking he's directed by God. I don't even know him to be religious or anything. Like, I don't know anything about that part of him being religious, but I feel like he's losing it. There's something about directed by God, and I feel like it's almost like he can't take responsibility for anything. So it's like, God is telling me to do this. Isn't that weird? Is he religious, Adam? Do you know if he's religious at all? Or does anybody know if he's religious?
I don't. I mean, I would doubt anything that he tells us, right? Russia is a very religious country. I mean, Russian Orthodoxy is very strong there, and sort of in the same way that Catholicism is in Spain and in Mexico.
Right.
It's much stronger than it is in most secular societies. So yes, maybe, or he'd use it as an excuse.
Oh, okay. Somebody's saying he's very religious. Somebody says no. It sounds like Trump, but I'm getting this really strongly for some reason that he's like, and I don't know if he's just like saying this so that he can like make like, this is I heard God tell me that this is the way it needs to be, or I need to do whatever it takes to make Russia whole again, or it's something like that. And I don't know if it's to me, it feels like he's kind of losing his mind. Because it's like under the direct, like it's under his direction, but he's saying it's under the direction of God. God is telling me to do this. So that's, yeah, it is kind of like the devil made me do it. It is kind of like that. I also think could be also someone who is incapable of taking responsibility, taking ownership over something that might be failing, looking for somewhere else to put the responsibility and blame and everything else. That's what I'm getting, which is really weird to come up with this question. But so, yeah, he is. I don't feel like I feel like there's like reasons, like he'll say like you're a spy, or you're like, it's not just like killing all the soldiers, killing all the generals. It's not like that. It feels very, very, we think you're a spy. We think you're a traitor. We think you're, gonna overthrow me. We think it's like it's for reasons. It's like he's made reasons for all of these, but yes, he is. I guess short answer, yes, he is. I don't know. That's the weirdest thing. But if anybody knows if he's like religious or very religious, let me know. Because I've never heard that before, but that's what I got. I have to go with what I get. So weird. What's the future for Slap Happy? Slap Happy Will Smith, in all seriousness, what was his mental spiritual state to cause that to happen? And will he use the opportunity for growth? Okay. All right. I just saw somebody say, I saw an article where it said that about Putin. So thank you. It's always nice to, not because I can be like, oh, I'm right, but because I feel crazy. So if I get validation from somebody, it makes me feel sane. It makes me feel like, okay, I'm not crazy. That's what I'm hearing, because it's crazy. Okay, so Will Smith. So, okay. I'm feeling, again, entertainment purposes only, I'm feeling like who he slapped was not who he wanted to slap. Chris Rock took the hit for someone else. I'm also feeling like a little bit of like almost like self-sabotage a little bit. I also feel like I would not be surprised if in the next several years they're not together anymore. This feels like when you think of like a Hollywood marriage that's lasted for, I don't know, they've married 20 years or something, and you think, oh, their love must be so strong. So I feel like it's been a struggle, a real struggle for a very long time, but everybody kind of does their own thing. It just feels like it's all, they're saying presentation. So it's all presentation. It's a show. And this does not mean that they don't have love for each other or love for their kids or something like that. I'm sure that they do. But there's something very fake and phony about all of it. And he has a lot. I mean, and this is not to excuse. I was like so upset by that. I was so upset, and I felt so bad for people who maybe had suffered from abuse and were just like watching the Oscars and they get triggered by seeing something like that. It was really upsetting. It really, really was. And he was a jerk for doing it. But I do feel like he has a lot. It almost feels like I feel like she's very jealous of him, first of all, and I feel like he is like has a lot on his shoulders, and takes a lot on his shoulders. And what's interesting too is that it kind of feels like he's not like he doesn't complain, like he's not a complainer really. I mean, he holds a lot in, basically. He holds a lot in, and I feel like not necessarily work-wise, but I feel like family-wise, he holds a lot inside. And I feel like she sets the tone, she kind of rules the roost, but he's kind of the glue. That's what it feels like. But I feel like he tried not to care so much about what happened. I feel like he tried to just be like, I just lost my temper and too bad. But, I feel like he tried to go into that mode, but I feel like he did feel really bad about it. And I feel like there's someone, like I said, I feel like he took the hit for somebody else. I don't think it was his wife. I don't think it was like that. I think that and I feel like they'll patch it up. Like they'll be okay. I feel like Chris Rock was actually really hurt. Really, I'm not physically hurt, but really really hurt and humiliated. Felt very small. And very hurt. Somebody just said though he's a forgiver. He does forgive people for things, so he'll forgive him. It's but and it's to me, I just feels like there's a lot here. I don't even know. I don't want to sit and talk about the Smith family the whole night, but there's a lot here. So and I don't think it has to do with anything with alopecia or sticking up for. I just don't feel like it does. I know that that's what. Oh, he's sticking up for his wife, but I just feel like it just feels like I can't take one more thing. It just like it was a mental health issue. It was a mental health kind of yeah. It was. That's more what it was. Yeah. So that's what I got. And I think he will. I think he will eventually use it for growth. Like I said, I don't even know if they'll be together much to even the next few years. I'm not really sure. I feel like it's very, very, and I feel like it's been that way for a long time, but they kind of just do their own thing and don't really, it serves a purpose for both of them. And I do feel like they love, each other, but to me, it feels very like, not like it's going anywhere. It's kind of been in the same spot for a long time. But I think he will use it. I have hope that he'll use it for growth. I think that he would be smart too. It was definitely a public cry for help. Yeah. And self-sabotage too. I get that feeling a lot too, like kind of like undeserving. And I feel like anytime something good happens to him, his wife gets a little pissed off about it. I think she's kind of jealous of him and how his career has gone. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. Oh, I always forget that he's a Scientologist. That's right. That can put a lot of pressure on you. Yeah. CBS hired Mick Mulvaney as a media commentator to appeal to the conservatives. How will this turn out? Follow-up question. Why is Mick Mulvaney still in our lives? Why is he still in our lives? Because I haven't heard that name in a long time, and it's been really nice not to hear that name for a really long time. Okay, so Mick Mulvaney. It's like it's a blip. It's like it's a nothing. It's not, it doesn't. And this reminds me, I was early this morning, I was in the chat with when Scott and Andrea and Debbie were doing their Sunday morning coffee show, which I love. But I had asked a question of them because I keep feeling like the Republicans are not going to do well in 2022. I feel like they think they are because history has said that. They think they are because they just are overly confident, which they always are. The media keeps saying it. I feel like it's not the case. I feel like they're going to have a bad 2022. And so Mick Mulvaney may not be there that long, is what I'm kind of feeling. And I feel like it's kind of like a nothing. He definitely does not have he has a face for radio. And so I don't think he's going to bring in what the younger people, or I don't feel like he's going to bring anything new to the table. Let's just put it that way. I feel like he's a blip. It's just kind of a nothing. It's not going to do anything, whether they keep him on or not, but it almost feels kind of short-lived, like he won't be there that long. It feels like a nothing. It really does. It feels like it doesn't do anything to help. It doesn't bring any new people in. It doesn't do anything. It's just, he's just there, which that is Mick Mulvaney in a nutshell, just there. Face for radio. Haven't you ever heard that before, Joni? He has a face for radio? Yep, he does. And I'm surprised, actually, he doesn't go to radio because that's where they all go, is radio. So Maxwell recently denied a new trial based on a juror having been sexually abused. Will she die in prison? They better not. I just heard house arrest. They better not do that again. So it's weird because I feel like there might be an illness or something coming, and I feel like they might put her on house arrest. And that's what they do with wealthy people, right? They put them on house arrest. It's very, very annoying. But I do think she will. Let me just put it this way. I do think she'll be dealing with this the rest of her life and kind of paying for it the rest of her life. Which, a long time ago, I did a video where I could see Nixon following Trump around the White House. And one of the things that I remember him saying to him, he was trying to tell him, was, you have no idea how much easier it is if you pay for things, you do things and pay for them here rather than having to go back, because it's so hard to go through the process and to feel so ashamed and so devastated by the life that you led, that it's so much easier if you just pay for things here. It makes things so much easier for you on the other side. It is not. It is. It's not the preferred thing to be the Epstein. If you it's not, that is not the way to deal with it, because it takes a long, long, long time to work through these kinds of things on the other side if you do nothing here. If you do something here, you pay for it here. If you're what's the guy that the lawyer for Trump, Michael, what's his name?
Michael Cohen.
Michael Cohen. If you're a Michael Cohen, you did awful things, you fessed up, you paid for it, you try to redeem yourself. That's the hope. That's the hope we all want to see. But if you do all these horrible things and then just think then you just don't do, you're the guy that fell down the stairs, the Fox guy that fell down the stairs, that guy who did a bunch of horrible things, never paid for it. It's much, much harder to deal with on the other side than if you deal with it here. Do it here and deal with it here. And so, yeah. So I think she will be paying for this the rest of her life. But I did hear something about house arrest. So that would be, it's so frustrating, but she is she is in jail now. So, and she's been there for a long time. So there you go. Where in the world is Mark Meadows? Okay, where in the world is Mark Meadows? I just heard spilling the tea. It's not a phrase I use. I don't know why it's put that way. Well, he's somewhere spilling his guts right now. Just heard a deal. I feel like he's somewhere. I heard spilling the tea, but I feel like there's some kind of exchange going on here. This for this. So maybe he's making a deal. Maybe he is, but he's talking. He's talking, but I feel like it's supposed to be, it's not anymore, but it's supposed to be secret. I feel like he's afraid for his life. So where in the world is Mark Meadows? He's cowering and spilling his guts at the same time. That's where he is. Yeah, that's what I got. And I don't, like I said, I watched a little bit of the Sunday. I always like to watch the Sunday, I guess because I liked the three of them together, Scott and Andrea. And but that's all I've seen as far as readers. So I don't know what other people are saying, but that's what I have. He's cowering and spilling his guts. Sounds pretty possible. Yeah. Did Jared flip on Trump when he spoke to the January 6th commission this week? I mean, Jared he's one of these overly confident people who's not that. I mean, he thinks he's so smart and he thinks he's so charming. He's neither. Surprise, he's neither. But I feel like he went and he did give them information I feel like he talked in circles a lot. I feel like he kind of did a little bit like a really dumb William Barr kind of thing where he tried to like not implicate himself by his answers and stuff, but I feel like he did a crappy job at it. Like he did kind of implicate himself a few times, and he did give them information that maybe he probably should have kept to himself. So it feels like he tried to go in and be, because Barr, for whatever he is, he knows the law and he knows where not to cross it to stay out of jail, basically. Jared doesn't know that. Jared is kind of a big, he's like kind of like, I would say he's not exactly like Trump. He's quieter than Trump, but he thinks he's so smart and he thinks he's so charming, and he's not. And I feel like he went in trying to be William Barr and talk circles around them. And I do feel like he did talk in circles a lot. Went around, tried to go around things and tried to repeat himself a lot and do that. But I feel like he screwed up. So he did give them information they needed. He did implicate himself a few times, and he probably should have kept his mouth shut, but he thinks he's so smart. So lucky for us, he is delusional. So he went in, and that's what happened. That's what I have anyway. Donna said he reminds me of a vanquished doll. I don't know what is a vanquished doll? Is it like a ventriloquist dummy? Because that's what he reminds me of. That is funny. Yes, some kind of doll. Everybody says like some kind of like plastic doll. Oh my gosh. I heard one person say, it was like, I think it's like a talk show host, say that he looks like he wasn't quite baked. He wasn't quite finished. They threw him out like a tadpole, I guess. Yeah, that's what my husband said. He's the monster in the film, the boy. And he showed me the picture. I'm like, yeah, that's Jared.
I just posted that. Sorry, I was.
Okay. Oh, you did? Okay. That's funny. Yes, he does. Robbie has the charm of an unethical mortician. It's so true. You guys are hilarious. Ken doll, Stepford husband, exactly. I mean, he's just all these people could just. Ugh. Will there be a female U.S. president within the next 10 years? I just heard yes. That was easy. I'm asking for more info on that. And if you don't know, I always like to share the process. When I'm sitting here and being quiet and kind of getting into, I'm scribbling to kind of keep in kind of a meditative state, or kind of a, whatever that is, that kind of little bit higher consciousness state where you can kind of hear and see and feel things. And when I'm quiet, I'm asking things into my mind to my guides and trying to get more information for you guys. So that's what I'm doing. They're saying yes, it's sooner than we think. That's what I'm getting. It's sooner than we think. The world's ready for it, I think. Stacey Abrams. I don't think it will be Stacey Abrams. I'm not getting anything else. I'm asking if it's going to be a woman of color. I'm not getting anything. So either that is no, or that is, because I'm not really feeling no. I'm just feeling like, stop talking about this. We gave you the answer. Stop talking about this. And maybe it's because it's, I don't know. There's a way this is supposed to play out. You know, what's interesting though, is that I just heard that, and you guys will all be thrilled to hear this, because I know you're wanting to know, who should I vote for in 2024? But I kept saying, I did not see Trump. I did not see DeSantis. I felt like it was going to be some kind of like Christian, kind of tight ass, kind of, you know, just that, I don't know, just that kind of bland kind of. And I said kind of like Pence. And I just heard that Pence is getting a Republican platform together to run. I know you guys are excited about this. You know, I know you can't wait to vote for him, but it is interesting because they haven't had a platform in a long time. And I do feel like there's stuff coming out that's going to, I mean, I feel like what's going to be coming out is going to be shocking. And I just feel like that crazy right-wing, crazy part of it's going to be obliterated. And so that's how I felt about it. I didn't feel all that, but I knew that I just don't see 2024. I do not see Trump. I do not see DeSantis or anyone like that. I feel like it's going to be some Christian kind of straight edge, you know, whatever, bland, boring, that kind of person. And so it could be Pence. Yeah. So I'm just letting you know that it may come to fruition. And yeah, anyway, that was what I was just going to tell you. But I don't think it's Stacey Abrams. And like I said, they're kind of like, don't talk about that anymore. It'll happen when it happens, or, you know, we don't want to veer off in any weird directions. So the answer is yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Mitt Romney, same kind of vibe, that same kind of feel. I don't think it'll be Mitt Romney, but it's someone with that kind of vibe. Okay, Adam, sorry. There's a new increase in COVID cases in Shanghai, China's largest city. Will this affect the rest of us? We're so hoping this is all over. I know. I feel like it almost feels like things keep coming, like it keeps coming, but it will become more and more manageable. I'm going out on a limb here, I guess, but what I'm feeling is like we went through the worst of it. It's never going to be like that again. This is just kind of, we may have points where we're kind of like, be more careful, get your booster. You know, this other variant's coming, so we have to wear masks for a little while. It's just going to be kind of one of those things where we kind of have to go with the flow about it. But I feel like the more we can, in a way, kind of, it sounds weird, but it's also an Eckhart Tolle thing. The more you can kind of just accept and surrender to what's happening and just kind of go with it, do what you have to do. Don't freak out about it. Just kind of go with the flow. The easier and the easier it will be, the more likely it will be that it will just go away. It will fade. It will be gone. With the more that we're uptight about it, freak out about it, get upset, I'm not wearing a mask, you know, that is what kind of keeps it. It's like it almost like keeps it alive. It's like this kind of thing going on. So if we can just kind of just just do the stuff they tell us to do, go on with our lives. We've been through the worst of it. We got through it. Not everybody did. But it's not going to be like that again. It's going to be kind of something that kind of fades out. And so that's what I'm getting. So it isn't anything to fear. It's just listen to what they say, get your booster, get your thing. If you don't, wear a mask, just do what, just pay attention and do what they tell you to do. But I don't feel like this is going to be, I feel like we're going to keep just hearing like this new variant, but it's going to be less and less. It's not going to be the trauma that it was when it first happened. Nothing like that. Okay. Oh, thanks, Rob. I will check that out. I belong to his channel and club and everything, so I love his stuff. Okay. Okay, Madison Cawthorn somewhat hilariously claims 60 and 70-year-old senators invited his young ass to sex parties. True or false? Why did he say this? So I'm hearing stir the pot, but I'm also feeling like sadly it's true. Sadly and sickeningly, it's true. But I do feel like so I heard stir the pot. So I feel like he knew it would cause controversy, and he knew that he would make himself kind of an outsider, but that's his preferred kind of position. That's where he likes to be. He's not interested in kind of being in the establishment kind of. He likes to be on the fringe, be the wild card. But it was also to get attention, stir the pot, get people to listen to me, get people to but there's truth to it. That's what I'm getting. And I don't know that it's the people that he said, I don't know that it's like when he said, I think he said Chuck Grassley and stuff, which is I don't know if that's them, I don't know specifically, but there's truth to it. So, well, but they're all, right. Trump was the president, and we know how he is and who he partied with. So, I'm sure it was do whatever you want to do day when Trump was in power. So, it doesn't matter anymore. Rules don't matter. Didn't you hear? So, yeah, there's truth to it. It's gross. He's gross. They're all gross. And that's how it is. And he likes attention, and he likes to be on the outside of things. He likes to be the wild card, telling the truth, throwing the truth bombs, that kind of thing. So whatever. They're all just, I don't know. Let them all just fight amongst each other. It's fine. Speaking of gross, how's Papa Trump doing? His Truth Social platform isn't doing so great. He released a press release about getting a hole-in-one for Pete's sake. Did he actually get a hole-in-one? That's a weird answer. I heard he thinks he did. He thinks he did. So I feel like somebody I feel like it was planted to make him happy. That's a weird answer, but that's what I got. he thinks he did. So he really thinks he did. And it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, right? Because he lies so much about everything that, of course, no one believes he got a hole in one when he says he got a hole in one. But he thinks he did. He thinks he did. So he released what you would do, what any normal grown man would do. He released did a press release about it on fake presidential paper, and released it to the press and said, "I got a hole in one, everybody." So yeah, so he thinks he did. And his Truth social media. Okay, I just heard cash grab. So somehow he's getting money from it or for it or because of it or something. Of course, everything's a grift. I mean, everything, it comes down to the almighty dollar. He's just a grifter. That's all he is. And you'd think that his followers would catch on at some point, but apparently they're not going to. And I heard tonight, I don't remember what newscast it was on, but they said that he keeps saying, you guys want me to run for president and and asking for money. And people are sending money thinking he's going to run for president. But as long as he doesn't say, I'm running for president, that money's his. It doesn't go into like the presidential, whatever that fund is that they have to, have for being president. So he's just a grifter. He's just a grifter, grifty grandpa. And that's what he is. And the Truth social platform, maybe he got a loan for it. Maybe somebody, he got investors or something in it, but he got money and he's getting money somehow through it. And that's it. That's all it is. It's just another grift. Oh God, I don't know, Yvonne White, but do you remember he said, if you vote me out, you'll never see me again. I mean, what does it take? We did vote you out. We don't want to see you again. Exactly. So anyway, yes, promises. Exactly. Well, is that it, Adam Carey? Nope. One more?
Lots more.
Okay. Is Jeffrey Epstein really dead? We're just checking his condition hasn't changed. Well, I have always said that he was dead. I know there are, and it's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Well, I mean, I guess it does matter if he's still alive. That would be a problem. But I've always got that he was dead. I'm on the fence as to I think he was threatened and he killed himself. That's what I think happened. If you want to know, I think that's why Barr went to see him. I think he told him what was coming and I think he killed himself. That's what I got. So, and I did a whole video on that and it was horrible. And it was terrible to, because I kind of went through it almost like the first person and it was terrible. So I do feel like he's really dead. And I do feel like he killed himself, but I feel like it was under duress. Let's just put it that way. No. And it's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. And sometimes we can read energy differently. We can read things differently. It's fine. So that's what I don't want to think of anymore. Okay. 2 more questions. That's fine. I'm with you, Connie B. He's so yuck. Apparently some readers are saying something big is going to happen tomorrow. Do you get anything similar? Big tomorrow. So I heard 2 things. I heard watch Zelensky, and I heard something about the oath. I don't think to me, it doesn't feel, with Zelensky, it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like maybe some kind of announcement or something that maybe has happened we don't know about in Ukraine. But because I feel like it's kind of like watch and listen for him, but I'm also getting something about an oath.
Sorry, so that's so weird. I looked that
What?
up. Zelensky oath. Zelensky says he fired 2 generals for taking oath to defend Ukraine. I guess they were like traitors, something. Sorry, I'm not
Oh,
getting the rest of it, but that's just weird that
that's
jumped
weird.
out. Anyway,
That's weird. Um, okay, let me see if there's anything else. That's what I'm getting, you guys. Something about an oath and watch Zelensky is what I keep getting. So I imagine something has an announcement or something's happening in Ukraine that we're going to need to know about. But I feel like the oath, and I hear what you said, Adam, but I feel like the oath is separate. Like there's two separate things, but maybe it is combined. But I feel like it's like this and this. So we'll see. It's very brave of people to be like, this date and because I'm very, very weird about time and promising time for things, because I have learned that it's just different. It's just different here than it is there. And it can feel like it is right around the corner. And, I have had things where it feels like you could reach out and touch it, and it took about 8 months. So, that's how time is. So,
so just to go into that, it seems like there are people that he's identified within the Ukrainian military who may have been working with Russia. He's basically identified them as traitors. Quote, these high-ranking soldiers who could not decide where their homeland was, who had violated the military oath of allegiance to the Ukrainian people with respect to the security of our state, its independence certainly will be deprived of their high military post. So maybe there's something going to come out about that.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
He did not provide further details. This was like 2 days ago.
Okay. But I just keep getting watch Zelensky and something about the oath. So just the oath. So that's what I'm getting for tomorrow. And I also keep getting people's like having other readers say like something horrible is going to happen, something with that with Trump. Like I said, we all have instincts. We all have intuitiveness. We're born with it. We get out of that mode because we get involved in the drama of life. But we all have that part of us that's like, that discernment. We're able to discern. Use that when it's that kind of stuff, because my guides don't deal in fear like that. They don't just say, this is happening, freak out everybody. They don't do that. They tend to put things in a way that helps us to know how to deal with whatever's coming, or to understand it has a higher purpose or a bigger purpose that does not just like everybody freak out. So I don't want to say be skeptical, but be discerning about people, even people you've watched for a long time. People can have an off day. Physical, like if you have physical ailments, it can, be affect your judgment when you read. And people can go through, emotional things, emotional crises or grief, things like that. They can all affect your reading ability. So just be aware. And we're all human, we're all going to go through stuff like that. So I'm saying it about myself as well. Just be Yeah, just be discerning, and know that guides don't deal in fear. The other side does not deal in fear. They don't want us to be afraid. That's not one of their agendas, is to make us afraid. Thank you, Marby. In fact, it's the opposite. They want us to have the most, I always tell people, they want us to find the easiest, most joyful path. That's their role, is to help us to do that. The problem is that we ignore them a lot of the time, and we do it the hard way, or we go through things 10 times before we get it. And that's that's being human. And they know that. That's why they're guides, because they're unbelievably patient. They know, they know. So I still do it. I will hear my instinct speaking to me, go back and do this. Look over here. Don't go over there. And I still am like, I'll just, I'm not listening today. Oh, that's probably nothing. No, it's, but that's always their agenda. Is if they have an agenda, that's the agenda. The happier, or the easier path, the most joyful path that we can, because they know we're going to go through shit here. They know that it's just is the way life is. We're going to experience physical pain, emotional pain, grief, missing people, being sad, going through, we're going to go through all this stuff. So they want us to be, to find the path that's the most joyful and the easiest path. And that's what they try to do. We don't let them a lot of the time, but that's what they try to do. So yes, I did. I said the S word. Well, my mom's not watching tonight, so I can say the S word. Thank you, Denise. Personal question from a viewer. Do you see your guides? How do you perceive them? It's trick. It's more that I feel them. It's not so much that I see them. And it's tricky about guides. We had a whole conversation with Kim Forrester. She wrote Infinite Mind. In our club, we had a whole discussion with her about guides and angels. And so think of it this way. We all have this kind of part of us that's our soul, right? We all have it. It's this, think of it as like a little candle flame inside of us. That's our soul, okay? That soul has something like a telephone or a little something, whatever you want to call it. You can call it your higher self. You can call it your subconscious, I guess. You can call it your guides, your angels, you can call it whatever you want to, whatever resonates with you. And that connects you to source, okay? Because we're in a very dense, very, very dense and very focused realm. We're very, very focused in on the physical here, and that's the point. So we can have these experiences and live kind of without feeling separate and feeling disconnected and feeling scared and feeling all these different emotions and all these different things. Where's Luca? I don't know where Luca is. But I say my guides. And when I feel them, it feels like there's a taller being, a male, that kind of leads the pack. And I feel like there's other guides behind him. That's how I see it. That's just how I see it. And when people ask me about who are my guides, they will give you names. If you want names, they will give you names. And usually the names tell you something about them or how you're connected to them. I always use the example of a woman asked for a name. And although we don't really use names when we're there, not the way we use them here, it's not the same, not exactly the same, but they gave the name Ariel. And I said, now this doesn't mean that's their name. It means they're telling you something. And this person said, well, the first thing I think when I think Ariel, I think of the Little Mermaid, and I think of water, and she loved water. She's very connected with water. And not only that, but very connected to the elements and very connected to the earth. And so it told her that her guides. That's kind of how they're connected, is through their love of water and the elements and the love of the earth. So that's what it was telling her. That's just the way that I see it. And there are no, it's what resonates with you, right? Some people when they think of their guides, they think of angels all around them. And it's almost as if that's what's created for you. If that's what you want to see, and if that's what you feel comfortable with, that is what is created for you. So that's how I see it. But that's how I see my guides. I always see kind of a taller guide, male in the front, other ones, in the background. Yes, what is it called? Background artists in the background. And that's how I see them. That's just how I see them. So I always say my guides. It feels comfortable to me. I know people say angels, higher self. It doesn't matter. It's that in between that connects your soul, you, to source. So whatever you want to call that in between that helps that happen, go for it. Go for it. Whatever feels right. Are we done? Adam says we're all done. Hi, Scott. Guides are angelic beings. There's no judgment. Depends if the person listens. Unlike 45. Agreed. Thanks, Scott. He just wanted to comment on everything at once. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. So I'll do the name check. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Rob. Marvita. I always do the name checks at the end for those of you who don't know, because I just want to. Esoteric Fitness. Thank you. I missed that 1 second. And I try to keep up with it. Deanna King, Cleyscape, Healer Jules, Delilah Gillis, Lily Rose, Renee, Sparky, thank you. Chris Martin, Jay Haynes, Connie B, Rose A, Marcy Layton, Sweetie Darling, Lulu, Liz L, Scott, thank you so much. Joe G, and I loved the show this morning. When I saw a good portion of it, and I loved it. Dan Artist Painter, thank you. Cosmic Toga Party, Twaina Bernard, Rob, as always, thank you. Kat M, J Peace, Sandra, I love talking to you Saturday, thank you. See you in the club. Jess R, thank you. Betty Harper, thanks you guys for being in the club. If you want to join, you can just push the join button next to the subscribe button. We have a great time. It is so much fun. Loving it. Oh, and the new calendar will be out tomorrow, at least for April. I'm going to try to get all of it, but at least for April will be out tomorrow. Theatrical Wig, Palma, Lee, Stevens, Jonah Hall, Donna Sven, Nancy Kelly Scarborough, Joe G, Adam, thank you so much. Adam left, but I'm thanking him anyway. Celtic Seer, Carrie B, Cheryl Nash, Isaac, Denise, thank you so much. Marvita Dragonfly, Heather, Carol Michael Bonds, thanks so much. And thank you for anyone who did like Troll Watch or Greeter or anything like that. Thank you so much, you guys, for just jumping in and helping out. Marby Gongora, Jill Clark, Christine VR, Karen W, A Lady, Spiral Eye, Alden Pond, Stephen, Steph S. Sorry, Steve, I almost called you Stephen. Steph S, Kim 7, Pam Pierce, Kat M. Thank you very much, guys. Frida Stanger. Yeah, I know. Our guides and guardian, they look out for us all the time. Spirit Rock, Alice Leong, Deanne DFL Rocks, Sandra K, Scott again, thank you so much. Okay. He's listening the whole time. Carol Bastion, Angelita, Samilia Bankel, Joe G, Julie Ann Ang, Grateful, Alexis Finley, Genealogy Junkie, Brenda R, Prince Charming's mom, Paisley, Christine VR, Liz Ann Merrill, Karen Conroy, Patricia Franziano, again is Kelly Scarborough, Am I coming around the bend now? I think so. Oh, Cheryl, thank you. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Love you too. Kim Seven Marvita, Dragonfly. Blessings to all, Scott. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Jeremy English, Nicholas Carroll, Spiritual Seeker, 583. KD, thank you. Nicholas Carroll, Mother of Three, gotcha. Lily Rose, Louisa M, Flora K, JG, Lynn Laguerre, thank you so much. Aisha, thank you. Cheryl Nash McIsaac, I think I'm going through the same people. I'm sorry. The Herbal Alchemist, I didn't do that one. Michelle Bolden. John of New, nice to see you. Thank you so much. Deb C, Yvonne White, and check out his channel, John of New, if you haven't. It's so fascinating. Delphi Love, Craig Dixon, Jill Clark, Mother Three Gotcha, Spiritual Seeker, H. Devore, Mary Phillips, Craig Dixon, Linda Sherrill, Patricia Simmons, Trish 6704, Ang is short for Angie, LOL. Thank you, Angie. Denise Sue. Thank you, guys. EGC, P. De Jesus. I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you enjoyed the insights. Like this channel, yes, like it. And just, yeah. And go to intuitiveview.com if you're interested in any of the stuff I talked about at the beginning. You can see everything there if you're interested. Nicholas Carroll, Delilah Gillis, Susan Bain. Au revoir. Au revoir. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Sunday night. I hope your week is blessed and happy and fun. And yeah, we're all in this together. So just, we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. Gina, thank you. Love you too. See you guys soon. Bye, guys. Thank you.